Well, hello, my name's Kelly, you're watching The Global Bookworm, and I am here at long bloody last to do a haul video, so hopefully it'll be worth the wait. So my previous few videos took place in South Australia, in the outback, but I am now in Victoria. I'm in Melbourne and I have been for 1 month yesterday actually. I was able to find a really good job very quickly and I'm working full-time at an independent bookshop. So you can imagine what that leads to, because I get a staff discount, which means buying lots of books, like here, and I also get free books because we get advanced reader copies, and also just the publishers will give us finished books so that we can read those and sell those. So I'm going to start with those because they're free and maybe less pretty than these ones. Anyway, I am most excited about The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson because I was planning to buy this with my own money and I got it free, so that's wonderful. And I really like the paperback covers by Jandy Nelson because I love the naive finger painting style of them. I'm really looking forward to getting my hand on the paperback of I'll Give You the Sun, which is bright primary yellow and it has a sun on it. The hardback was nice too, but I actually think I prefer the paperback, which I don't say very often. So I'm going to put that back there. Also, when I had my interview for this bookshop, I kind of sold myself on my children's book expertise, so I kind of need to fulfill my end of the bargain and not just know about YA. So I'm trying to branch out into the middle readers and the young readers and the picture books and blah blah. So I have Love from Kathy Cassidy by Kathy Cassidy. Oh no, the name is Looking Glass Girl by Kathy Cassidy, and it seems to be some kind of Alice in Wonderland take. I will find out. Then I have one in a series, Frankie Fox Girl Spies, Frankie Fox Girl Spy series, Ready Set Spy by Yvette Pashoglian. And again, same with the Kathy Cassidy one. I need to know what I'm talking about if I'm going to be recommending these books. This one, however, I actually really do want to read. This is another middle reader one. It's called Ferals, The Crow Talker by Jacob Gray, and it's about a boy raised by crows, hunted by darkness, and it reminds me of some books I read years ago. I think it was... why is my mind's going to blank on it now. My mind's going to blank. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen. I also got Anne Brashear's The Here and Now. This is a finished book. Follow the rules, remember what happened, never fall in love. The world I come from is in ruins, but if we don't follow the rules, everything that matters will be gone. Friends, families, dreams, love. Ethan can never know my secret, that I'm not from another place, I'm from another time. Well, Cassandra Clare says an appealing romantic thriller, so we'll see how that goes. It didn't actually jump off the shelf at me, but again, branching out, we'll see what I think. And I've never read any of Anne Brashear's books. This one, a bit more excited about, Lauren St. John's The Glory, and Lauren St. John is kind of one of the people behind what seems to be a revitalization of the popularity of horsey books. She wrote the $1 Horse, and I haven't read that one yet, but they come in gorgeous paperbacks too, with those dipped, brightly coloured page edges. This is a proof, so it doesn't have any of that, and it's much thicker than her other ones, although it is quite well spaced as well. So rambling, I'll get to this. Next I have What If by Rebecca Donovan. This is another finished copy. I don't really know what it's about. The tagline is, what if you had a second chance to meet someone for the first time? Cal Logan is shocked to see Nicole Bentley sitting across from him at a coffee shop thousands of miles from their hometown. After all, no one has seen or heard from her since they graduated over a year ago. Except this girl isn't Nicole. So I don't know if it is the same girl, but if it is the same girl, it appears that something has happened to change her in the year that's passed since Cal Logan last saw her. So I don't know, that one doesn't jump out at me either, but I'm branching out, as I've said before. Oh, this one has a nail art tutorial, that's different. This is The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. Magic lives in our darkest corners. And it seems to be about a race of people called the Avicen living beneath the streets of New York City, with feathers for hair and magic running through their veins. And a girl called Echo, who seems to enter into a centuries-old war. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll read it and find out. Next I have Origin by Jessica Corey, I think. The jungle hides a girl who cannot die. Pia has always known her destiny to start a new race, a line of descendants who will bring an end to death. She has been bred for immortality, raised by a team of scientists in a secret compound hidden deep in the Amazon rainforest. Now those scientists have begun to challenge her with the goal of training her to carry on their dangerous work. I think this one sounds quite good, certainly original, so I probably will be reading this one. This one is, I don't know if it's middle or young readers. It is My Heart is Laughing, Gecko Press. Oh, that's not... my eyes went automatically down there for the author, but it wasn't the author. The authors are Rose Lagerkrantz and Eva Eriksson. Either I'll read this or I'll give it to one of my nieces. This is also... This is a Ball, Beck and Matt Stanton, and it's kind of a picture book that is obviously wrong, so it's designed to make the child laugh at the reader, and you know, I don't know. I got it from my nieces, because it'll be easy to send. This one here is interesting. I think this started off as fan fiction, or at least as some kind of internet story, and then became a sensation. It's a bind-up of the first two in a trilogy, I think, Captain Prince and Prince's Gambit by C.S. Pacat, and I think it is a gay, as in two men, homosexual love story. I don't really know anything else about it, but I'm up for it. Whew. This is A Song for Ella Gray by David Almond. I love David Almond, or I love Skellig anyway, and one of my tutors at uni just adores him, and I do think he's quite a unique writer. So I have this one here. It's a bit banged up. I think this was probably just something we were selling, and then we decided it was too beat up to sell, so it went into the free books for the staff. Anyway, put that one over there. This, I basically grabbed this one because it was quite a nice mint hardback. It's by Joe Knowles, Read Between the Lines, and it seems to be, I think it's about three boys in one day of their life, and the way the way the lives dissect. I don't know. But I do know that somehow giving people the middle finger is what unites the three threads. I don't know. I don't know yet. This one here, an adult book, Steve Tolt's Quicksand. I bought another one by him when I was working at Dimmock's in Sydney over Christmas, and I can't remember what it is. What is it? It's packed away somewhere. I'll put it on the screen. But he's supposed to be very good, and he's an Australian writer, so I kind of need to read more Australian writers. Lastly, for the free books, I have this one. Again, it's a damaged copy, A Family in Paris, Stories of Food, Life and Adventure. I only grabbed this because I think they were about to throw it out, and I thought I could get arty, decoupagey, scrappy with some of the pictures in it. Plus, I have been thinking about going to Paris a lot recently because I just read Anna and the French Kiss. Those are the free books. Now on to the ones I bought. This is The Unknown Unknown, Bookshops and the Delight of Not Getting What You Want by Mark Forsyth. It's just a kind of a book appreciation or a bookshop appreciation little pamphlet kind of thing that was $1.99, except that I paid less, even less, so I grabbed that. Then I got Jodi Picoult's, I've never been sure how to say her name. Jodie Picoult and Samantha Van Leer, her daughter, Between the Lines. This is about a girl reading books in our world, but kind of somehow the characters she's reading about are real, existing in their world, and I think she's falling in love with one of, like a prince, and he with her. I don't know exactly, but I kind of like those self-aware books about books and reading, if you know what I mean. So I got that one. Actually, this one I got from Japan because I had some credit on my amazon.co.jp account and I had to use it before I left the Outback. So I've had this one for a while, but haven't read it yet. Tracy Garvis Graves, On the Island, about a 30-year-old English teacher who is taking TJ, her 17-year-old student, to an island somewhere, the Maldives, to meet his parents. They crash on the way, they're on an island stranded together for years, and their relationship evolves because they are the only two people on the island. So they must be sort of everything to each other. This is Half Wild, with a receipt, by Sally Green. Cannot believe I haven't got to reading this yet because I loved Half Bad. Excitement, and I will read this. I've talked about it plenty in other videos. This is The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. It's about a girl who is basically the court executioner, and as I understand it, her touch kills, kind of like Juliet in the Shatter Me trilogy, like Rogue. As I understand it, the only people immune to her touch are the royal family whom she is bound to serve, and she's betrothed for that reason to the prince who disdains her basically, and I think she's going to fall in love with the guard who sees her for more than her scary reputation. Look at this gorgeous copy of The Book Thief, Marcus Zusak. This is the cover I wanted, and I found it, and I bought it, and I cannot wait to read it, but I kind of have to read more current things at the moment, but I just think it's very pretty, quite a Christmassy cover, and of course you all know about The Book Thief. It's also a film, if you don't know, and you can't be bothered to read it. I bought, again while I was in the Outback, no, I should start with the first one actually, Angel Fall and World After by Susan E. These are dark angel stories, and honestly that's enough to sell it, I think, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Dark angel stories. This girl's sister is kidnapped, she rescues an angel who's injured, and then I think they're going to work together. This is the one I'm currently reading, These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. It's so good, and I really am in love with Tarver, who is, what is he? He's high up in the forces. He's like a major, I think he is. Acts of Valor got him promoted very fast, and he's very attractive. And it's a beautiful cover. I actually waited to buy it for a while because the ones that I found were shiny and they looked cheap. This is more of a matte finish and it looks wonderful. Put it there. This was the last book I bought while I was in the Outback. It is Tatterhood and Other Tales, edited by Ethel Johnston Phelps. It's basically a collection of lesser known fairy tales, or yeah, I guess fairy tales. But they are kind of feminist in approach, and they're more about women saving themselves than waiting for the prince to do so. I got that for research that I'm doing, something I'm writing. I bought this in a bookshop that was closing down for $3. Lauren Kate, Teardrop. This girl, I've been quite curious about this for a while because she can't let herself cry. Never ever cry. 17-year-old Eureka won't let anyone close enough to feel her pain. After her mother was killed in a freak accident, the things she used to love hold no meaning. She wants to escape, but one thing holds her back. Ander, the boy who is everywhere she goes, whose turquoise eyes are like the ocean. And then Eureka uncovers an ancient tale of romance and heartbreak about a girl who cried an entire continent into the sea. Suddenly her mother's death and Ander's appearance seem connected, and her life takes on a dark undercurrent undercurrents that don't make sense. Can everything you love be washed away? bit dramatic, but I am curious. And I'm very excited about this next one because I haven't, as I was saying before the camera so rudely cut out on me, I am extremely excited about this next one because I haven't seen it on YouTube yet. It's Cinderella, or The Little Glass Slipper, by Charles Perrault, as illustrated by Camille Rose Garcia. And in a lot of the videos titled something like most beautiful books or most attractive covers, whatever, you get these Camille Rose Garcia illustrated editions. So far we've had Snow White, which I own, it's in Spain, and Alice in Wonderland, which I think her style suits best. Her style is kind of, I would call it grotesque fairy tale or grim fable. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it particularly suits Alice in Wonderland more so than Snow White, although the colour palette in Snow White was fitting, bold, lush reds. This, I don't, maybe it's because I've just watched the live action Cinderella, which was quite softly, no, what am I trying to say? I just don't know that this one, that her style suits Cinderella the way it has suited the previous books, but I do think these are ones worth collecting. Basically what it is I don't think that Cinderella looks very attractive in this. She kind of looks like she has a receding hairline. But I still love the things that they do, that Camille Rose Garcia does with typography. And again, as I say, I think these are worth having because they're so beautiful and they won't be in print forever. So there you have it, and I also covered it in plastic. Oh, which reminds me. Oh, I also did that, didn't I? I'm so clever. Look at the naked cover. Isn't that gorgeous? I still think that the cover, the naked cover for Snow White, why am I doubting myself now? Yes, Snow White. I still think the naked cover for Snow White is the most beautiful one, and I'll link a video where I've shown that one. But the covers are always a little bit special. I'm getting rambly because this video is going to be long again. Next, second to last, I bought Begonia by Maria Davana Headley. This is interesting. Every time I dip into this, the writing style kind of puts me off, but when I read reviews of it, everyone says how the writing style is what's part of what's so amazing about it. It reminds me, so it says on the back, Azza Ray is drowning in thin air. Since she was a baby, Azza has suffered from a mysterious lung disease that makes it harder for her to breathe, to speak, to live. Which reminds me of Trial by Fire, which I read earlier this year by Josephine Angelini, about a girl who kind of has doppelgangers in alternate realities, in alternate worlds, and in her world she is sickly and she can't really do anything, she's allergic to everything. But when one of her doppelgangers brings her to her world, she discovers that in that one she's extremely powerful, and that is what Azza finds when she dies in her world or is lost to her world and found by another. In that world she is the most powerful, and it's a floppy paperback, so I bought it. Is the crux of the matter. Last thing I'm going to show you, as I've mentioned, I have lots of nieces and I have one nephew, 5 nieces and 1 nephew, and my 4-year-old niece, when she speaks to me here, and bearing in mind, in the 4 years of her life, I've either lived in Japan or in Australia, she knows that there are different countries, noisy, but she doesn't understand why when I'm about to have dinner, she has just had breakfast. So this book is At the Same Moment Around the World by Clotilde Perrin, and it basically has a point in time throughout the world. So it is 6 o'clock in the morning in Dakar, Senegal, and at the same moment in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, it is 11 o'clock in the morning, and then it has the different activities of the people in those different countries. And then at the back you have a fold-out map, basic map, with the characters on the pages, and then little dotted lines showing where they come from, so my niece can find those countries. And what I like about it in particular is that the page for Japan and Australia are side by side, so that kind of is my life so far in her eyes. There's my Japanese life and my Australian life. But England's not in here, which is sad. I would have liked it if it ended back in England so that she could put herself into the world as well. But those are all my books, and I hope this is not going to be too long. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'm going to be doing a library haul next, because I also joined a library, because clearly that was not enough books. But for now, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you keep watching them, and take care. Bye!